Good evening, all the participants. The expert is supposed to be joined in next 5 minutes. So meanwhile, kindly mark your attendance in the chat box. So good evening, all of you. Our speaker, Professor Mahesh Kolekar from IIT Patna, is supposed to be joined in next 2 minutes. The today title would be Role of AI in Agri-Food Supply Chain Management. It would be a very interesting session delivered by Professor Mahesh Kumar H. Kolekar. Yeah, good evening, sir. Namaskar. So, our esteemed guest, Professor Mahesh Kolekar with us. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Professor Kolekar. Hello.
Hi, yes. Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Am I audible?
Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, let me introduce our today's speaker, Professor Mahesh Kumar H. Kolekar. He's currently working as an associate professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering at Indian Institute of Technology, Patna, where he is holding the post of associate professor, as well as he also completed his tenure as a head of the department. He received the PhD degree in electronics and electrical communication from IIT Kharagpur in 2007. From 2008 to 9, he was a postdoctoral research fellow with the Department of Computer Science, University of Missouri, Columbia, USA, where he worked on intelligent video surveillance system. During May to June 2017, he worked as a DAD fellow in Technical University Berlin, where he worked on EEG signal analysis using machine learning and deep learning. He has authored a book titled Intelligent Video Surveillance
Mhm.
Systems, an Algorithm Approach, CRC Press, Taylor and Francis Group 2018. He served as a head of the Department for Electrical Engineering at IIT Patna in 2013 for 1 year and head of the Center for Advanced System Engineering at IIT Patna during 2014 to 2016 for 2 years tenure. He served as a professor in charge National Knowledge Network of IIT Patna during 2017 to 2019. He has successfully completed R&D project sponsored by Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India on abnormal human activity recognition. So he also published more than 100 articles reputed in international conferences and journals. Without further delay, I would like to invite Professor Kohle and over to you, sir. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation and little. So we beared the delay because we understand that from your busiest schedule, even you
Okay.
accept our invitations and yeah. Thank you, sir. Over to you. Kindly
Okay.
proceed.
So thanks for a nice introduction. Uh, so I will share PPT first and then I will start presentation. Mm. Hello. Whether
Yes, sir.
slides are
Yeah,
visible?
it is visible. It is visible
Okay.
and perfectly
So good
decorated.
evening, and it's my pleasure to present a talk on agriculture area
Yeah,
in the.
basically, sorry for interrupt. Basically, Professor Kolekar is one of my collaborator from IIT Patna, and we are looking into doing so many activities in mutual and in collaboration. So, with due information, I hand it over to him.
Okay, thank you. So today I will present a talk on role of artificial intelligence in agri-food supply chain management. Uh, Actually, I'm working in the deep learning area. As you are aware that deep learning is a subset of machine learning, and machine learning is a subset of AI. So in this talk, we will discuss what is supply chain management first, and then I will discuss some basics of AI or basics of deep learning, and then we'll try to link actually how this AI will play a major role in the agri-food supply chain management. Okay. Um, so nowadays, artificial intelligence is a very hot topic, and people are using in the various areas, and even agricultural area also there is a lot of work going on, like a precision agriculture, and then there are many other applications also. So similarly, we want to use this AI for agri-food supply chain management actually. Okay. So we'll see what are the objectives of this type of work. So first is to provide an understanding and cross-functional perspective on agri-food supply chain management, how to apply best practices in agri-food supply chain management, and some challenges we will discuss in this presentation. So what is supply chain management? So it is a centralized management of flow of goods and services that include all processes that transform raw material into a final product. So this is the modern way of agriculture. Depending on the demand, actually, we can plan actually our plants, and then we can um, come to the final products also. So that full chain we are going to discuss step by step. So here everywhere we have a scope to use artificial intelligence or deep learning, because ultimately this is the data. So which type of plants we should grow or crops we should grow, that will depend on the demand in the market. Okay, so there will be survey kind of thing, and then we can ask the farmers to plant this type of crops in this region, actually depending on the climate situation, depending on the strength of the soil and other things, okay, other parameters. So we need a data, and we will process that data, and based on that we can predict actually how much area we can use for particular crop. And then next stages are, once we have a crop, then we can reach to the final product. Okay, okay, okay. By managing supply chain, companies can cut excess cost and deliver products to the consumer faster and more efficiently. Okay, so there are 5 important stages in SCM. SCM means supply chain management, and those are discussed in successive slides. One is a strategy, sourcing raw material, production, distribution, and return. Okay, so in old age, actually, we used to grow the crops and sell them into the local market, actually. But in this modern era, there are many stages, actually, and not only the open market, we will develop a very nice final product. Then will have packaging, like the Ashirwad atta and other things, actually. So those we will discuss one by one. First is a planning. So to get the best results for SCM, SCM means supply chain management. The process usually begins with the planning to match the supply with the customer or manufacturing demand. So firms must predict their future needs, and for whenever there's a prediction, we can use the AI. This relates to the raw material needed during each stage of manufacturing, equipment, capacity, and limitation, staffing needs along the SCM process. The next step is sourcing. So sourcing includes ensuring the raw material meet. So in our case, raw material is the crop or plants, okay, which we are going to grow. That depend on the manufacturing specification and requirement. Okay, then prices paid for the goods are in the line with the market expectation. Vendors has a flexibility to deliver emergency material due to unforeseen events, and a record of delivering goods on time and in good quality. So this is called as a sourcing. The next is a manufacturing. So this is the main step. Here actually we are going to develop a product actually based on the raw material. Here raw material is a crops or plant yield. Okay, then company can transform raw material into the machinery, labor, and other external forces to make something new, something new like a finished product. As I mentioned, Ashirwad atta, there we can have a wheat crop, then we can grind that, and then we can pack and we can make it ready to deliver actually at the customer. Okay, the manufacturing process can be further divided into subtasks such as assembly, testing, inspection, and packaging. Okay, so there are many steps. These steps depends on the product actually. Okay, what type of products we are looking for. Even there are like a cashew nut actually. Okay, cashews, from the plant we will pick the cashews, and then we will process in the unit, and then even we can color them actually. White color cashews are famous. Actually raw cashews are have dark and some different color. So all those things come into the manufacturing stage. So it varies from product to product. Okay. Like the Alfonso and the fruit products actually, we have a MAPCO actually industry. So they develop the juice and pack them and sell. Okay. So instead of selling the material in between, if farmers can directly reach to the packaging level, actually they started participating into that, they can earn more money actually. And so that's why we are discussing all those things in this talk. And last is the delivering. So once products are made and the sales are finalized, company must get the products into hands of its customer. Okay. So we have to finalize the strategy for delivery also. So distribution is one of the sub step. So this is often seen as a brand image contributor. Okay. So customer has not yet interacted with the product. So distributor will introduce the product, advertise the product, and then it can be sold to the local market. Okay. From the distribution to the retail market. Okay. So this is a delivering, and then returning, like our other products actually. Okay. Like our electronic devices, headphone, for example, and other devices, we have policy that on Amazon we can return the product if product is not good or if product is defective. So that policy also we can introduce in the agri products also. So these are the 5 important steps of the supply chain management. Okay. Uh, so in this slide, we are going to discuss elements of the global supply chain management. So we have listed few elements here, like one of them is uh, plants and distribution center network design, business process. Then we have to check the performance actually. Okay, how our complete chain, supply chain chain is effective. Um, how much profit we are gaining. Okay, all those things. Then we can collect the satisfaction of the customer actually. So customer satisfaction, then customers requirement actually. Sometimes we can collect the opinion from the customer that how to upgrade the product or what type of facilities we should introduce while delivering the product. Okay, all those things are coming into this supply chain management. Okay. So mapping of agri-food chain. So this is the chain in general for any agriculture food. So first we'll produce the crops actually in the field. Then they will be processed actually. Okay. Once we process them, then we can pack them. Like if we have Alfonso or mangoes, then we can extract the juice from that, and then we can pack in the bottle, and then uh, we can logistically send to the various distributors. Then distributors can send to the retail shopkeepers or directly to the customer. And then if there is any waste, then waste management. Then again, food production. Okay. So this is the complete change of the agro food product. Okay. So characteristics of the agro food supply chain. Unique nature of products, as in most of cases they refer to short life cycle goods. High product differentiation, seasonality in harvesting and production operation, validity of quality and quantity of on firms input and processing yields, specific requirement regarding transportation, storage conditions, quality, and material recycling. One of the key aspect of the agriculture products is they are perishable actually. Okay. So we need some processing. Also, we need some storage, cold storage for storing these products, and because of that they have some expiry date also. So all those points we have to consider actually in the agri food supply chain. Okay. And need to comply with the national and international legislation, regulation and directives regarding food safety and public health, because these are the food products and they are directly related to our health. So a lot of health tests are also performed. Okay, on this food safety is also there. Even from government side also there are food inspectors actually. So they check the quality of the food before in the company itself actually, before sending to the distributors and retailers and customers. Okay, so all those things are very important. Then uh, need for specialized attributes such as traceability, visibility. The need for high efficiency and productivity of expensive technical equipment despite a long production times. Okay, then increased complexity of the operation, existence of significant capacity constraint. Okay, then challenges leading to the agri-food supply chain. One of them is a rapid industrialization of the agricultural productions. So previously, actually, there was not much agricultural industrialization. Okay, farmers actually directly come to the local market. Okay, or may in the village or big cities, sabji mandi or such type of markets, they used to sell their products. But instead of that, because of the modernization, we can pack the product, actually agricultural product. Uh, we can process them so that they can be durable. Okay, they will not perish during short time. So such thing. We have already developed a lot of good food supply chain for the milk products. Actually, Amul is one of the very nice example. So they develop variety of the products. Even they have actually Amul paneer. Actually, we can see that it lasts for the 6 months, 4 months, and easily available. Actually, okay. So same thing people want to follow for the agriculture products, and these products will also available actually irrespective of the season. Like mango season is in during summer actually, but mango shake, mango juice, or is available all over the year actually. And this is because of the industrialization of the agriculture product. Okay. Then advancement of ICT in logistic, and that's why we're discussing here that artificial intelligence is one of the technology which participate in the logistic arrangement also. They mean customer concern and government food safety regulation. Then establishment of specialized food quality requirement. Okay, emergence of modern food retailer firms and emergence of multinational corporation. So these are the important challenges in the agri food supply chain. So the rapid industrialization is there, so we have to develop a proper food supply chain actually. Because industry should not develop actually so many products. Okay, if there is a demand is less actually, otherwise since these are the perishable products actually, then company will also be in the loss, and there will be bad effects on the user also. Okay, or consumer also. So this is one thing. Then okay, so this is a growing field actually. This is an upcoming area, and okay, so this type of ecosystem we have to develop, agri food supply chain ecosystem. So you can see here in this ecosystem we have to develop the institutions, then service chain, service delivery, technology and management, resources. Okay, so these are there. Institution, I would like to mention one of the key thing that nowadays many engineering or many engineering colleges or many institute also, they have the branch as a food management. Okay, so they are also helping us to develop a proper ecosystem and develop a human resource actually to participate in this agricultural supply chain ecosystem. Okay, we have to develop the resources. Okay, here institution, other institutions are NGOs. We need NGOs. We need waste management. Uh, we need some institution for farming regulations. Okay, we need cooperative societies, like in the some part of, like I am from Maharashtra, so there are many sugar factories actually. Okay, and they have so many cooperative societies actually. So those cooperative societies are taking care of that sugar industry. Okay, So they are playing the role between farmers and the sugar industry. Also, they play a major role. These cooperative societies play the role between uh, distributors and the industry. And there are NGOs and citizen groups. uh, they encourage the people actually to send their products to the industry instead of sending to the local market. Okay, and earn more profit actually. So uh, this is one factor actually in the ecosystem institutions. Another is resources. So we know actually our in India actually the farming is based on monsoon actually. Okay, most of the places based on the monsoon, but because of the development actually in the water management and the canals, dam actually, and so many civil engineering work actually happening in our country. Because of that actually, we can increase the yield actually. Okay, so we are not completely depending on the rain. Okay, depending on the monsoon. So we have to develop this type of resources. Okay, then second is R&D and laboratory testing. That's why, as I mentioned, that we need some institutions. So there are many institutions, agriculture universities are there in our country. Similarly, food processing universities are also there, and R&D units also there. Even every industry actually there is one special R&D unit, like Amul also, Amul Milk Dairy. They have also their own R&D unit, and they have laboratory testing. So we have to develop these things also. Then servicing hubs and clusters actually. Okay, and then to develop the agriculture industry actually we require funding. So that's why this sector is also important. Banks, then microfinance, cooperative societies, even subsidies are also required actually. If somebody is a new entrepreneur actually, so he should get a mm, loan actually, or get some finance at some lower interest. Then seeds and fertilizers, pesticides, all those things. So we have already well established structure actually. But that we have to modify actually, considering the modern agriculture, food supply chain actually. Okay, so this is a resource part. Then service delivery and technology management. For that purpose we require logistic, then proper transportation. Then we'll require a cold storage units actually, like fruits actually we require a cold storage, so that we can keep actually. If there is a large production and there is no demand in the market, then we have to store these actually, and this yield, or these fruits, or these crops. Okay, so then warehousing is required, packaging is also necessary. Then we should sell them actually. Okay, in the market. So foreign corridors are also required. So all those things are there. In service chain actually, which is our main one of the main discussion part here. There actually we require suppliers, farmers, fisheries, meat and dairy. Okay, so these people are going to play a major role. Then food processing, then packaging and distribution, and then retail, restaurants, market. Okay, so we can sell our product to the market, or big restaurants, or retailers actually, you can send. Okay, after distribution. So we can see, so many things are there actually in the ecosystem. If this ecosystem is good actually, then and then only our industry can, or agriculture industry can earn the profit. And ultimately that will help to the farmers, that will help to the industry people, that will help to the human resources contributing in the packaging, distribution, um, then transport people actually. So even banks also earn some money actually if there is a development and investment here. So these are the key things actually: institutions, resources, service chain, and service delivery. Okay, if everything is good actually, then actually we can have a successful agri-food supply chain ecosystem. Okay, so there is a Agriculture Product Marketing Committee Act actually in our country. So this act um, uh, requires all agriculture products to be sold only in a government regulatory market called minds. Okay. So as per government regulations, we should sell them in the market. These markets impose substantial taxes on buyer in addition to commission and fees taken by middlemen. Under the present act, processing industry cannot but directly from the farmers, and the farmers is also restricted from entering into the direct contact with any manufacturer, resulting in disinterested supply chain. So this actually act actually because of this strict act, mm, this is one of the challenge actually. So we have to develop the ecosystem also, proper ecosystem. We need to modify also acts, and we need to promote industrialization in the agriculture area. If it is, then this product chain will have meaning actually. Supply product chain will have proper meaning. Okay. So agri-food supply chain, you can see here, this is the chain. Producer or farmer. So farming and warehousing, packaging, these are the tasks done by the farmer at this level. So here there is a transportation. Then agricultural cooperatives, as I mentioned, like these cooperatives are available for at least sugar lobbies actually, sugar industries in India. This, for example, actually. Then manufacturer, processor, then wholesaler, retailer, and then consumer. So you can see this chain. Okay. So industrial partners, then research institutions can contribute here actually in this part. Then agriculture cooperatives. Okay. So and this is the flow actually, the information flow, then to the product flow, and then financial flow. So we have to find the area actually where we can contribute actually, where AI can play the role. So here information is there, so we can use this information and we can plan accordingly actually. Okay. So we can select the products actually, we select the crops, or select the region actually based on the information. So that information we can collect from survey, that information we can collect from the weather forecasting, that information we can collect from the some satellite images and available land actually for farming. And also we need an industry actually, because we have to reduce the transportation cost also. Okay. So depending on the farming, that type of industries we can develop, like rice industry or rice food actually. So like in Bengal there is a lot of rice, so we will have to start industry in that region actually to reduce the transportation cost, and to get the higher and bigger market. We need a good packaging so that we can send this product um, nicely, and we can increase its duration also, okay, by processing it. Okay. So these are some of the things. Then hierarchical decision making, as we are aware, this AI also, as the name indicates, artificial intelligence, so it participates in the this prediction as well as the decision making. So our model can suggest actually, so which crops we should take, and at how much quantity, in which region, all those things. So these are the areas where one can go for some research, and one can contribute actually, because this is a developing area. Okay. So like planning of harvesting operations, scheduling of the planting and harvesting operations, resource management. Okay. Then planning of logistic operation. Okay. Then selection of packaging conditions, techniques, vehicle routing planning and scheduling. So, so this is a part of the transportation actually. Then supporting food safety via transparency and traceability. Promotion of common governance mechanism and organizational arrangements. Okay. So with this much introduction of the um, agri product supply chain, demand and supply chain, now we'll discuss the basics of the neural networks, means basics of the deep learning we'll discuss. And then at the end of the talk, actually in the part 3 of the talk, we'll link actually, we'll see the role of the artificial neural network or deep learning or machine learning in the decision making on or in the prediction of the demand supply chain of the agri products. Okay. So as I mentioned several times that artificial intelligence is a big area, machine learning is a subset of it, and deep learning is a subset of machine learning. As name indicates, artificial intelligence means here we will try to mimic human brain. Human brain take a lot of decision based on the input, such as input data which we collect from the eyes and other senses. Similarly, here also we can collect some data and process. Okay, that is artificial intelligence, and give some decision actually. Okay, so mainly we'll focus on the deep learning. So this artificial intelligence was present actually from so many years actually. Okay, around 1950s it was introduced, but it was not that popular as today actually. Okay, for last 1 or 2 decades this area become very hot area because of many reasons. One of the reason is um, for here we are processing the data, and mainly artificial neural network was used actually, where uh, training was required actually. More the data, better the training, and better the decision making. That was the thumb rule. But to process the data, equipment was not there, like a computing capacity of the system, okay, workstation or computers was limited. So over there it has increased actually. Because of that also this becomes popular, machine learning becomes popular. And when this ImageNet data set was introduced in 2011, ImageNet data set was introduced. So after that actually this deep learning become very popular. Reason is people got actually one common platform, actually common data, and that to a huge database for testing their algorithms actually. And this there was some competitions also frequently after 2011 on ImageNet database, and people come up with the models actually with a very less error, okay, good prediction capacity at the cost of many a large number of layers actually. Okay, but layers is not an issue nowadays because of the high computing facilities. Okay, so what is a prerequisite for deep learning? To understand deep learning in more detail, you should know some linear algebra, calculus, probability, optimization. These are some mathematical topics required actually. Okay. Another thing, mm, these machine learning methods basically discover the rules or parameters by using a set of input uh, points. Okay. Mm, There are two types of learning broadly: supervised and unsupervised learning. Other types are also there, like a semi-supervised learning and reinforced learning. But in this broad classification, the supervised learning means supervisor is present. Supervisor means teacher is there. Uh, okay, in the classification. And unsupervised means we are only giving the data to the model, and model will differentiate the data or arrange the data into different classes and can give label as a class 1, class 2, class 3, etc. In supervised learning actually, for example, we can give a cat image and a dog image, and during this is a labeled data actually. Okay, so we know the label, and we will check actually whether model is giving predicting better correctly or not. If or not, then based on the error we can update the weights. In this way we can train the model. Okay, so in neural networks, so deep learning is ultimately the uh, uh, artificial neural network. It was there in the beginning with a small number of hidden layers, maybe 3 layer, 4 layer. Okay, but in the deep learning people started to use many hidden layers. Okay, and based on that actually we are going to see three types of neural network. One is the convolution. So this is based on the convolution operation. So building block of the CNNs are uh, filters like kernels. Kernels are used to extract relevant information. Okay. So we are going to discuss actually in upcoming slide the convolution. So we have studied this convolution operation for one-dimensional signal. Now in image actually we can convolve the image with the mask actually means small image, maybe a mask or filter size 3 by 3. Image can be a size of 16, big size 256 by 256. Then we can move the mask actually and replace the each pixel based on the response of that mask. Okay, so that is the convolution operation, and such layers are called as a convolution layers. Okay, then recurrent neural network. So recurrent RNN has a recurrent connections. We will see that this also. These RNNs are used actually whenever there is a time varying data. Okay. ठीक है. So CNN in deep learning, CNN stands for convolutional neural network. Within deep learning, CNN is a type of artificial neural network, and it is very popular. And in the beginning, it was used for object recognition and classification purpose. Okay, so you can see this general diagram. Here we have input as an image. So we have given image of the zebra, and we have to classify actually the animal. So in our database, we have three types of animal: zebra, horse, and a dog actually, and we are going to use a CNN to classify them. So first actually we have to extract the features. So before deep learning, machine learning was there. So there in machine learning, um, first task was to extract the features. Then second task was to select the proper feature, and third task was the to classify the feature actually. But in deep neural network, we are not going to use any other block actually feature. Okay, we want to extract the features automatically. And that's why people use convolutional neural networks to extract the features. So this is the image, and this is the mask actually, or you can call it as a kernel. Some people call it as a window. Okay, and this mask will move actually from all pixels. Center of the mask we can place on the pixel to be processed, and the coefficient of the mask and corresponding pixel values we can add them, and we can replace the our pixel value. So in this way we can perform the operation. Then so it here actually beauty is that we are going to use a large number of this mask. We are going to use the layers also, different layers, convolution layers. Also we are going to change the coefficient of the mask. So through this actually we will extract the features, okay, from the image. So in the initial level of the convolution mask, some low level features will be extracted, but as we go away actually towards the right, then you can see more and more higher level features will be extracted. To reduce some processing burden, pooling operations is used actually every time. So from this convolution layer, we'll apply the pooling layer. So pooling will reduce the size actually. So there are two types of pooling: max pooling, then mean pooling, etc., or average pooling. And okay, so once we extracted the features, then we will have the flattened layer actually. So this is only array. We'll arrange this in the array, and then we'll use a fully connected layers. So these fully connected layers are used for classification purpose. You can see here, since we have only three classes, so we have used several fully connected layers, and the last layer with the three neurons. Okay, and here we'll measure the probability. So this model has given 0.7 probability of zebra, 0.2 of the horse, and 0.1 of the dog. So here we have used activation function, softmax activation function. So there are various types of activation function also. Like a ReLU is another rectified linear unit. Okay. So this is about the CNN. So more details of the convolution operation. So you can see this is the image, this is the mask. We can apply this convolution operation and we can generate this type of 3 different images. Okay. So different masks, you will get a different type of images here. So here we are getting more edges, means these are the gradient mask actually they might have used here. Okay. Then activation functions there. So there are various activation functions, but like a ReLU is commonly used activation function. Fx equal to 0 for x less than 0, x equal to x greater than or equal to 0 in this way. Okay. So this is a diagram of a simple neuron. So you know this is this actually idea come from the neuron in the human brain. So human brain neuron will have a dendrites actually. So here we are considering these dendrites for collecting the input actually. So we can have input nodes. Okay. So they contribute as a dendrites, and this is the cell body, and this is the output axon. Okay. So here x0, x1, x2, all these are the input nodes or input neurons. Then x0 will be multiplied with the w0. W0 is a weight. X1 is multiplied with the w1. X2 is multiplied with w2. We will add them. We can add some bias actually, and for this sum actually mm, we can decide whether neuron should fire or not depending on the sum actually. If the sum is sufficient or greater than some threshold, then we can say that neuron is fired. Okay. So this is called, this f actually, f is called as the activation function. So f of this sum, based on that we will get the output. So this is the feature of activation map. As I mentioned that we are going to use many CNN layers and start extracting the features. Okay. So this is the input image, and we can see here we have used the filters of size 5 by 5 into 3. Okay. So that we will get at these different types of the outputs actually. They are sometimes called as a tensor actually. Okay. So here we have 64 by 64 into 4 tensor. Okay. Then again next layer we will process those tensors. Again we will apply different filters. In this way we'll apply a large number of layers. Why to apply use a large number of layers and large number of filters? Because we want to extract these features automatically, and that's why we're putting a lot of burden actually. In machine learning, though this task was not automatic, means we have to select the features, but it reduces the computation. So that is the major difference. Okay. So pooling operation I already mentioned, but this is the pooling operation. This is an image of size 4 by 4. We want to reduce this image size to the 2 by 2. So here we can divide into the 2 by 2 blocks, and from each block we can take the higher number 20, 30, 112, 37, or we can take the average actually. People go for the max pooling or mean pooling most of time. Average pooling you may get a fractional number also here. Then you can round up or you can truncate to the nearest integer. Okay. Usually this image size is practically is not of 4 by 4 size. Practical images of a bigger size like 256 by 256, 64 by 64. So there actually this because of the pooling size reduction is significant. Okay. Okay. One of the operation is a normalization. So this normalization is done to eliminate underfitting and overfitting due to maximum bias and minimum bias. Actually, why this overfitting occurs? For example, actually, we have a good set of the cat images. Okay, as a input we are giving, and we are training that. Okay, close up of the cat image. But while testing, actually, we have some we don't have close up, some long view of the cat image. Okay, for example. So since model we are trained with a very good quality of the image, so such a type of little bad quality and even small size of the object actually in the picture, okay, model may not um, classify properly. So that's why we have to normalize use the normalization operation. As I mentioned, fully connected layers are used to classify, okay. So these are usually last layers of the model, okay. So CNN, there are many this function, many activation functions. One of them is a softmax, which people use frequently. Then we have to compute actually error actually. Based on the error we used to update the weights actually, weights of the model actually. If we have large number of layers, we'll compute the error during training phase, and from the backward actually we start updating the weights. So that's why selection of proper loss function is also important. Regularization, okay. Mm, there is a possible problem using only the loss function as presented, okay. So there are various regulation on the least squares, L1 regulation, L2 regulation. Then RNN. So RNN, in RNN actually we can give feedback actually, okay. We can update. If there are large number of layers in the model, in the deep learning model, then sometimes there is a problem like a vanishing gradient problem, because we are going to update the weight based on the gradient actually, and towards the backward. So gradient keep on reducing, and if gradient becomes zero, then you cannot update the weights actually. So to solve that problem, people use RNN type of structures, okay. So this is the bibliometric analysis. Here you can see nowadays people use people go for the precision agriculture, okay, machine learning, smart agriculture, deep learning, neural network. All these terms are there actually. IoT, cloud computing, then blockchain. So we have to use all those terminologies, all those technologies, and we can develop some intelligent agro-food supply chain model. Okay. So principle behind logistic management using deep learning. Okay. So the so I have, as I mentioned, that in the distribution network is composed of many logistic nodes, each covering large amount of infrastructure. Okay. And since there is a large amount actually of data, we can use this deep learning to better coordinate each logistic nodes. The industry mostly uses neural network models for the layout of the node, which is supported by cloud computing to form a huge logistic neural network. Okay. So if we introduce this intelligent logistic supply chain management, then it will provide better service, then ensure seamless delivery, cost efficiency, order management, increase supply chain transparency. So these are the advantages of using intelligent supply chain management. So this intelligent supply chain management will give you a better service, ensure seamless delivery, cost efficiency, order management. Because depending on the order, actually, we can manufacture the product. Okay, in the industry. Even though we have raw material, we can keep agriculture raw material in the cold storage, and depending on the demand, we will process and pack them and bring their product in the market. Okay. So depending on the order from various distributors, we can use this, and here we can use artificial intelligence to predict the demand actually, and based on the demand we can develop the supply. Okay, so this AI based technique will also increase the supply chain transparency. So there are some works actually, I will show you the reference papers at last, but CNN based work, we have seen some paper, few works on CNN based. CNN means convolution neural network. Okay, so they use this to sequence, encode logistic nodes and predict the best trajectory by spatial features and temporal association between the logistic nodes. Okay, so all these are the logistic nodes, and we can select the best path actually from these nodes. Okay, data source can be collected from the e-commerce platform, and then you can process that data, and then we can use this for logistic planning. Like this data can be taken from independent city. Okay, then we can use this data for logistic planning and develop data. Okay, as I mentioned in the beginning that uh, even we have to plan planning, we have to start from the farmers. Okay, from the right from the field, that for this country, this region, for this market, how much plants we should grow actually. Okay, and how much raw product we should develop. Then based on that, we should have a proper management of the cold storage devices. We should have proper transportation mechanism, and then depending on the orders, depending on the demand, we can process the raw product, and then we can distribute and sell. So all those things are there. Here they have considered main parameters like a number of products, number of path nodes, warehouse throughputs, growth of the order in this way. So if orders are increased, okay, for example, then our model will tell actually back propagation kind of thing. Tell the all units, previous units, that you should increase the production. Okay. Analysis of result also possible with the help of AI. Um, so for logistic optimization purpose, we can use AI, and this AI based techniques can monitor distribution, storage, delivery process. Okay. Also in complex logistic network, um, the throughput strategy is automatically okay. Also in a complex logistic network, throughput of each logistic unit can be analyzed in a real time. Okay. um, okay, so to validate the accuracy of model, there are methods like demand forecasting rate, return on investment, and on time delivery rate. Okay, so these are some of the areas. Okay, then now we can use this route planning logistic methods, traditional logistic methods. Okay, for product delivery. Okay, proper product delivery rate. So these are actually, we are talking here in general, but for specific industry we should know the specific crop, then we should know the specific market, then weather conditions, all those data we require actually, and then we can process that data. Okay, so there was some in this area actually, like path planning algorithms are developed, or logistic routes planned per hour. Then another thing is for amount of logistics, warehouse storage processed per hour. All these parameters actually we want to extract automatically and in real time, and based on the real data, ongoing data. Okay, so one of the blockchain based agri food supply chain actually that is mentioned in this slide. So blockchain is also another new technology people use for the cryptocurrency purpose. Actually, you know this. So blockchain is used for the authentication, um, and here every transaction it is recorded. Okay, so here find the attributes important for agri product supply chain. We can give to this blockchain those attributes. Then based on the attribute levels, conjoint analysis will be performed. Then administer the survey to experts and collect data. Find the utility of all configurations, ranking of attributes using CA. And then we can include this high-end technology like a blockchain, IoT, machine learning, deep learning, cloud computing in the technological toolbox. Okay. Design the supply chain architecture, keeping CA means content analysis recommendations using the latest deep learning models. So ultimate goal of this presentation is to design a supply chain architecture. Okay. Then utility to use blockchain enabled architecture. So these are the advantages we will get after we use the blockchain. We have used artificial intelligence, then we can use a blockchain also. So all those things, standard things like traceability, disintermediation, trust, compliance, price of the technology. So all those things, authentication, all those things will be taken care by blockchain. So these attributes actually, these are very common. So we will not discuss this. So what are the challenges actually in the agri-food supply chain? So one of them is a rapid urbanization, growth and liberalization of domestic and global factors of the market. So this is one of the challenge. So we have to come up with the very fast with our product actually in the market. Okay. Then decrease of public sector funding. The changes in technology and in the farming, like for example, precision agriculture. So to cope up with or to take the advantage of the precision agriculture, we have to develop a proper AI-based supply chain. Okay. Weakness of regional rural population to comply with the requirement posed by the dominant enterprises. Okay. So if we start some enterprise or in some industries in some region, and we are collecting the raw material or yield actually, okay, from the farmers, then there are many limitations actually. Okay, we have to educate the farmers. We have to tell the importance actually so that they can sell their raw material actually to the industry. This model is working well actually as per as the sugar industries. Okay, especially in the West Maharashtra and like in the UP. Okay, they have cooperative societies. So this sugarcane is called as a cash crop actually. Okay, so we want to convert many crops into the cash crops, and that is possible only with the help of AFSC, Agri-Food Supply Chain. Okay, and so in our country there is a lot of scope. Okay, so we need this agriculture industries for every food product actually. Okay, then climate change effects on the farming. Okay, then establishment of corporate social responsibility practices. So all those things are there that we need to modify actually, and we need to address the challenges. Okay, so in conclusion, the supply chain management has emerged as an area of critical importance for the agri-food sector. Okay, since stakeholders involved in both the design and execution, APCs are called to address systematically an area of decision spinning all levels of the natural hierarchical decision making process. Okay, address systematically an area of decision spanning all levels of the natural hierarchical decision making process. Okay, so ultimately there are very few industries in our country, but there is a very wide scope actually. while preparing this presentation, so we come across many documents where they mention that many products actually can be brought under the AFSC, okay, and can be developed as a finished product, okay, instead of sending to the local market. Actually, we can develop the finished product, we can earn more money, and we can address a larger market, okay. So all those things are there, and these are some of the references. Thank you. Any question?
Yeah, now the floor is open for the questions. Kindly.
Questions or comments, so we can discuss here.
Yeah, Gaurav.
Can we get the PPT?
PPT I will send actually. Okay, I will send PPT to the coordinator, Dr. Krishan Kumar.
Thank you, sir.
But I didn't find much work actually. Means, so this is a very nice area selected by the NITUK Uttarakhand for the course actually. Okay, because I saw agriculture workshops, but just one.
Bhagyanam. Are?
So there is a need actually to bring many products actually. We can bring under this umbrella. Because most of participants, I think, from CS and computer science background actually in this workshop. So you will get a new problem statement also, okay, through this. Any question or comment?
Government of India initiated an initiative regarding Awadh,
Regarding?
that is agriculture and water management at IIT Ropar.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a great area and people are applying there. So that's why I came across this problem. So it would be great if we can organize a FDP. So this was the motivation what I got in May 2022. Then I applied. Yeah.
Because actually during a postdoc actually when I was in USA, I saw actually in their Walmart and other places they have a frozen food actually products. Okay, your milk also milk can last for 5 days actually. Okay, likewise because of the good processing capability. Actually, we don't have that food processing capability. So those plants are required, and after that we need a market actually. Market is also there, but we need to spread the awareness also. Like people don't want to buy actually this cold storage product. They are afraid actually about the health issues. So other things are also there. Hello.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So it was a nice talking to you. Any question we can discuss, or I would like to listen from you also. Any comment or any additional?
Sir, I'm having a question.
Yes.
Sir, are you considering livestock also in this supply chain?
That's why we require online actually. Livestock we are considering. Miss livestock based on the livestock or based on the live orders actually we have to backtrack actually. We have to inform the manufacturer. Then manufacturer will inform to the other units, and then again original unit is the farmer actually. Okay. So next year actually if in the like a state like a Bihar particular product is becoming very popular, so next time there will be more yield actually. Okay. So so there is a short term analysis as well as long term also to address the ongoing orders to ongoing stock also.
No, sir, my question was related to the animals which farmer used to raise.
Okay.
That livestock I was talking about. So in this supply chain, are you considering livestock like goats and pigs, such kind of livestock?
No, those we have not mentioned here. But milk product actually I mentioned that Amul is one of the good example actually of this industry. Okay, this type of industry, food processing industry.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, any other questions from the other participant? It would be really nice, and I hope It is mean a lot to you. Yeah, one question, Parul is there. I have one question. What role can AI play in the handling of food spoilage problem at storage warehouse?
Okay.
How?
Okay, this is a good question. Actually, whatever literature we have done, um, this AI is mainly used for prediction purpose, prediction of the crops, then uh, prediction at the different levels of the food supply chain. But the spoilage actually, there also we require data actually. Even in a warehouse actually, if we are keeping data, so much products actually for long time, then their perishability we can predict actually based on the weather conditions, based on the product type of the product. So there is a scope actually. I don't know exactly any method, but people are we can certainly use this AI for spoilage handling also actually.
Okay, sir. So, any other question?
Sir, have you implemented some pilot test with farmers till now?
Uh, Actually, we are working on agriculture area, but like um, pesticide. People are pesticide robot based spreading of the pesticide. There we can use this AI actually in precision agriculture. Actually, other thing is because of the pesticide, strength of the soil is getting deteriorated. Okay, so there we are using uh, pesticides uh, for particular plant actually or particular leaf also. We'll identify and that much will spread only. Okay, and that is based on the image processing. So that type of projects are going on actually in our institute also. But
Thank you, sir.
we are not to work on this supply chain actually. Okay, supply chain, because I think supply chain we need a data. So your Dr. Kishan Kumar may be aware, maybe knowing about some resources because he is a coordinator. Do you
Yeah,
have any idea about the
I will
data actually?
supply some. I have some data, even some one database I found somewhere, not from India, outside India. I got it. But
And
basically, what the people love to do is that in that era is that like prediction over there for future forecasting, what should be the amount needs to be generated by the originator,
uh-huh,
and how we can supply. So mainly, what my focus is that if let's say data we have raw material, how it is going to be supplied and from which channel. Second thing is that I also worried about that because as population is growing, but the resources for generating the raw material is not going to be increasing. If you
okay,
considering, let's say the land for agriculture, it is going to be reduced day by day. However, the population is still so demand is going to be increased
right, right.
and the production is decreased. So how we can fulfill this or make the harmony between these two consumption and production? It's quite a challengeable and way of thinking and very critical questions.
Yeah, yeah. But we can certainly try to improve the ecosystem. Means we can identify the region and based on that we can suggest some industries for that region, agriculture industry, and then so somebody has to take the lead actually. Then things will come up, like private sector or public sector actually.
Nowadays that they are looking like if we talking about the ghee that generally what we how we have, what is the method that generally we are taking from the animals and all. So nowadays they are going go for let's say vegetable ghee and all. So
Okay,
because as cows and that buffalo is going to be disappear in some of the regions of India even. So
right,
quite
right,
tough to generate such type of raw material. Even milk also there. So milk powder, many people are we even don't know what type of milk we are taking. Whether it is uh, you know the milk
maybe
is pure or not. Yeah, some
right.
impurity is supposed to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, right. So these are so that's why we like as you mentioned, their milk may be impure or some problem will be there. You know? So that's why food processing regulations are also there actually. Okay, so they are also playing a role actually here, and this is also one of the challenge actually. You have to convince to the these food processing people, and based on that you have to bring many new products actually in the under this sector actually. There are only limited products, agriculture products. Okay.
Second thing is that the challenge which I felt, even I gone through many articles and find out that the challenge is that like no one is going to be work with agriculture.
Right.
So many people, let's say those who are working, even let's say take an example of my example, I'm a child of a farmer, then I didn't go for the farming. Certainly,
Right.
there's a lot of example is there. So people go for job and all, but not for farming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second is that the land is not used for the agriculture, but for the building and other projects, set up the industry and all. So somehow the production is going to be decreased, but the main key question mark for the future, generation of the raw materials.
Okay. Okay.
If this is not happened, then certainly one day, everything, let's say, if we have n number of vehicle is increasing, but the petrol is not there. Petrol is,
Right.
consumption is more and the production is less. So certainly there is a problem.
Now even here also we need a land actually, sufficient land. Otherwise, if we started many industries and there is no raw material and means input, then it will be a problem.
One idea I have seen that, let's say, the way we have multi-level roads, So similarly, they suggested that, let's say, 2 acre land and they have one floor and second floor like that, and they have the some soil is there, and they are trying to generate the
Yeah. Yeah.
crops
Like
and all. So they
like
they had done some experiment over there.
like we have parking buildings actually. Similarly, we
Yeah,
can have a field actually, field building means, and
similarly. So
similarly
many concept has been,
multi-layer. Yeah.
yeah, initiated and some tried in the pilot mode, but
Right. Right.
the success again, there is a question.
But anyway, this is one of the this is a good area actually for researcher or those who want to do some new work actually. Here there is a scope actually. Means,
The ministry has a lot of funding for it, and even AI ML application for agriculture. So they really love to attract much researchers in this direction. And if
okay.
someone is interested, kindly. They also even suggest the like type of crop and what type of right suggestion, maybe
Okay.
use of the IoT, even sensor and water level and so many things they can do for them.
Okay. Okay.
Any question from the audience? If any arises, Gaurav?
No, sir. Sir, I'll if it will be possible, then if sir will share the PPT.
Certainly, we will share with you. No worries about the material. I will share at the earliest or completion on the completion of the FDP. Don't worry.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any other question from other participant? If anyone has, I think your lecture is very interesting. So that's why the students are, I mean, participants are not able to, ask any question. You answered all the questions, what I guess.
Okay. Okay.
So it is very informative, and I think the mixture of even multidisciplinary, what I guess, and it is quite interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, sir. And this is not only ending of the session. We try to call you once again in such type of activities in future. And thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for giving opportunity. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
so let
any
us.
student, if have interest of research and any in this domain, they can also write to Professor Kolekar. I will assist and endorse if anything required
They
from
can contact me if they are interested.
directly.
Yeah. Right.
If MTech student also is also there, sir. If anyone is interested for PhD, they can also contact to him. In any sense, they can collaborate with him.
Right. Right. Sure.
He
Yeah.
is
It will
quite
be.
often and a very good personality in my connection. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, no mention. Okay. Okay, then okay, bye.
Thank
So I'm
you, sir.
going to exit from the meeting.
Yeah, please.
Okay, okay, bye.
Thank you, sir.